Hello everyone. In this session, we are going to talk about the Power BI Q&A using the natural language query visuals. So this particular thing is a powerful feature that allows the users to interact with their data using the natural language queries. This visual enables the users to ask the questions about their data in plain English, and Power BI will translate these questions into meaningful data visualizations. Now, how to do it? So I'll show you this particular report page. So it took me nearly 2 to 3 minutes to create this complete report page. Now, let's say if you are in a hurry, if you have to present your data using these visualizations, how would you do it? Or if you are not able to make some visualizations, you are not completely sure about your data and there are too many tables over there and you don't want to like spend time in creating these visualizations, how would you make it? So let's say that I have these three cards over here, which is the sum of sales, sum of profit, and sum of discount. Now I want to find out these three. Now let's go to a new page and I'm working with the data over here, which is the orders data. And we have already looked at the sample superstore data set. And there were multiple columns over here, which were the sales, the profit, the quantity that has been sold. Then we had some geographical information and also the information about our customers. Now what you need to do is just double click whenever you see the white space. As soon as you double click, you will see this box appears. Now it would give you a few suggestions like what are the kind of questions that you can ask. Over here, it is giving you an option to ask a question. So let's say I'm writing the total sales over here and hit enter. Now you can see it is giving me the total sales value, like how many sales have been done. Let's try to ask another question over here. Sum of total sales. It is again giving me same answer. This is happening because I have one more table over here, which is the sample sales. So currently it is taking this sample sales into consideration. Now, one thing to notice over here is before you start asking any questions, you have to make sure that if there are multiple tables connected, then it is not showing you the data from the table which you don't want to see. So it is very important that it shows you the data from the right table. In that case, how can you make sure? So here is one setting icon. Click on it, and over here, this would open a new window for you, and it would show you multiple options like getting started. And in that, we have the synonym option, we have the review questions option, the teach Q&A option where you can basically teach it that how you can ask questions, and the suggestion of giving any questions. Now let's see them one by one. For example, I go in the synonyms. Now it would show you all the particular columns that are present inside your data. So if it is a date table field, you can use the synonyms like date table or date space table. Now, if you want to add any other synonym, what you can do is you can click over here in the add option. Also over here, it is showing you some suggestions. Then let's talk about any other particular table. For example, this orders table and the category table. So this category column is there. And over here, you can use the classification, class, type, grouping, and kind on the top of this particular column. So now these are some of the suggestion ones. Now let's say that you just scroll down and you find that there is this sample sales table also, and it is included in the Q&A option. Now you don't want to include it in the Q&A because right now what happens is initially when you start, first of all, you have to give the table name also, and you find it really inconvenient to just go with the table name initially. Let's say if you don't have multiple tables connected at first, that time I'm talking about these things. So what you can do is you can just turn this off, close this. Now what it would do is it would try not to include that particular table into your calculations. Now again, let me ask it sum of total sales. So it is showing me 12.64 million. Now this can be also done without disconnecting this particular table. So you have to provide the right keyword. Let's say you have to ask it that I want to see the sum of sales in the orders table. After that, you have created this card. You can convert it into the form of a visual by clicking on this icon which says turn this Q&A result into a standard visual. So click over here and this would convert it into a visual. Again, let's ask the total profit. So now the things would be pretty fast. I will double click. I will say total profit. It would give me the total profit value. I will turn it into a visual. Then I will say total quantity sold, turn this into a visual. And you have to be very familiar with the data, and the data should be clean when you are doing this process. If your data is not clean, you won't be able to make visualizations. Now you want to see a pie chart, and that pie chart should show you the different categories. Over here, I have this category option, and you want to see the sales in terms of different categories. So I will double click. I will say pie chart, sum of sales in category. Turn this into a visual, and you can see it has created a visual for me. Now it is saving us some time, because if I was to create this visual, what I needed to do was I will go over here in the visualization, click on the pie chart. It will bring the pie chart. Then I had to drop the categories, and then I had to drop the sales option over here. So this is saving a lot of time whenever you are asking questions, or you are just not comfortable in making a visual out of it. You just want to see the values over there. So at that time also you can use this. Or let's say if your manager suddenly comes in and they ask you what was the total sales that we did. You don't need to create a visual over here. You can just simply type in Q&A and it would give you all the results. Or for example, they ask you, now let's go to a bit advanced level. They say, what are the top 5 customers? How would you do it? So for customers, I have this customer name tip column over here. So I can just increase it, and you can see I have this customer name. So I will say top 5 customer name by quantity. So these are the 5 customers who have bought the products in highest number of quantity. After you have converted it into the visual, now the thing is that I'm not able to see the exact quantity over there. So here you can format your visualization now. So now go in the format option, and over here you can use this data labels. So making a visual is very easy over here, and then you can customize these visuals by adding these data values, or maybe changing the color, and also adjusting it according to your report. This is how you use the Power BI Q&A, and using this natural language query, you can create some stunning visuals also. Thank you.